Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
I'm Carol Massar along with Tim Stanivek. Let's get to some stocks on the move. Billy Lipschultz, he's Bloomberg News equities reporter. He's in our studio with some movers. Dell, this was definitely one to watch today.
Yeah, Dell, ticker Dell, D-E-L-L, worst performer in the S&P 500, down 8.4%, closing at the lowest level since early September. This came after Morgan Stanley downgraded the stock and some peers on sluggish demand, basically saying that this whole super cycle about memory that's lifting Micron and lifting some of these chip makers is actually going to hurt their bottom line, hurt their businesses. So not only does it impact margins when chips are more expensive, they're also worried a bit about what the impacts will be for the broader economy. So if people don't want to pay up for a few $100 or $1,000 for a new computer, then not only are you dealing with more expensive inputs, then people aren't really buying it.
A double downgrade. They went like
2 levels, right?
2 levels, yeah.
Which is not good.
Not
We
good.
don't see that.
This year, shares are only after today. Shares only up 6.3% so far this year.
Weren't they on tear for a while?
They were on a tear.
On a tear for a while.
Dell was on a tear. IBM was going to reshape and reinvigorate itself. Big Blue was on quite a tear, though that still is right now at $297. A year ago was closer to 208. So a big win still for IBM, but seeing kind of the older names underperform.
IBM's up 35% this year.
Back to Dell, if you were to go to the April lows, post quote unquote Liberation Day, up to the highs, which were at the end of October, just before Halloween, October 28th, that was a 133% increase there. But since that high earlier this year, shares have lost just about a quarter of their value.
Yeah, not doing great. But the whole market has kind of underperformed.
Yeah.
Like even the Mag 7 names are not what they have recently been, broadly speaking.
Let's talk about getting on a plane and getting somewhere warm.
Well, so you mentioned post...
And where there's light outside.
Where there's light outside. Where you mentioned post-Liberation Day. Expedia, ticker EXPE, and Booking, ticker BKNG, both having their worst days since the day after Liberation Day tariff announcements. Expedia down 7.8%, Booking down 4.8%. This comes after the Google boogeyman strikes again. So online travel agencies under pressure. Google announcing they have an AI-powered feature that enables people to book flights and hotels. Basically, you describe what you want to do, and they're going to book it for you. Is the vision, at least. Yeah. We saw a couple of analysts come out and kind of defend the stocks, saying, an idea is different than taking market share. But we've seen this with Google. We've seen this with Amazon. Amazon at one point was triggering sell-offs in medical device makers because there was just a fear that they were going to get into the space.
I've tried.
Which part? To get into the medical device space?
No, to get have an LLM make me some sort of trip or something. People say this is a great thing.
Did it not work?
I've
heard people, I saw somewhere where
what
somebody got stranded somewhere and they used, I think, ChatGPT to figure their way.
Oh, yeah, who was we were talking to someone about this last week.
Who was this?
I don't remember.
Somebody in Portugal, wasn't it?
We weren't in Portugal.
No, we weren't. But who was that?
Oh, that was my sister's friend.
Oh,
yes.
It didn't work out.
We were at dinner. We were at dinner in Denver with my sister and her friend.
We have been on the road. And we're just like, who? What?
And they were she was stuck in the Azores.
Yeah.
And she was trying to figure out how to get me off the island.
Yeah. And they used ChatGPT.
Yeah, she said they used ChatGPT and they were able to successfully
We eventually
get off the
got
island.
there.
Oh, it worked out.
But it worked. She said it really worked. Wow. Okay. It's only Monday. Not even Tuesday, Lemon. Let's go to Alphabet.
Alphabet, the best performer in the S&P 500, one of the few that lifted this S&P up. So when you look at just a points basis, 5.8 points and 4.7 points, that kept the major averages from what would have been an even worse day when you look at kind of the underperformance. S&P closing off almost 1%, but Alphabet, ticker GOOGL, up more than 3%. At one point, it looked like it was on pace to close at a record high. It's always interesting when we have 13F filings happen on a Friday. So
I feel like this was right under the radar.
Right under the radar after 4 p.m. on a Friday. Are you kidding me? Disclosing that Berkshire Hathaway acquired 17.9 million shares, $4.9 billion stake.
Oh, nobody will notice.
Nobody will notice. Nobody cares. People were like, well, you guys were on air, so.
I didn't realize it until this morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is this up so much? I'm like, wait, what did it do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's your answer. But
warrant, right? Berkshire. Boom. Stamp of approval. It's still a small, right?
But I'm going to be more interested now that Buffett is stepping away. What happens? Do we still see these Berkshire Hathaway bumps, or do we see people kind of say, oh, I guess, Oracle Omaha?
I think, to be fair, and you and I were talking about Apple and him. The new folks in charge, they have been having an impact on some of the names that Berkshire's been buying for a while. But you're right? Like it'll be
It's not the same. It'll be different because everyone's like, what did Buffett do? Now it's like, what did Buffett-less Berkshire do? I don't know.
Buffett-less Berkshire.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.